Alright. So what we got here is a 2017 Ford F350 Super Duty. Now this is very similar to the blue one that you probably saw briefly in like the first episode I had parked off to the side. This was actually a barn find, and you can tell it's because it's missing a crap ton of parts. And we're gonna have our work cut out for us on this one. Yeah, parts 29%. We're just, like I said, this thing's gonna have to be stripped down completely. Well, we're gonna do the engine anyway, but we're gonna have to do everything else. I mean, it's just like I said, it's a big flaming pile of garbage right now in Ford format. It's nothing against Ford. It's just sometimes you find these barn finds and they're just in the worst shape ever. Almost as bad as junkyard finds, but not quite. So first things first, fix the frame because it's sitting at like 71%, so it's not super bad, but this will get us our first 100% for the build. And let's put that back where it came from. That's good at least. Now, before we even get to the body itself, I want to get this thing rolling on its own. We're actually going to take care of the tires first. And they need some love. And I think the suspension, I looked at this briefly before starting the recording, and we're missing some parts on the suspension to be able to get the tires on. So even if we got this, even if we got the all new rims, all new tires, we'd still have to, there's still some work to be done. So, okay, like I said, let's get this figured out first. Get the tires separated. Excuse me. Big friggin' tires too. Not sure if this has 18s or 20s. We'll check here in a second. Oh, hang on. Alright. What do we got here? Looks like 20s. Okay, that'll come in handy for later. Nope, we don't want to go there yet. Well, shoot. It won't let me repair that other rim. At least the tires front and back are the same size. Alright, let's get the rims first. F350 20-inch. We need 3 of them. Boom. Okay. Double check, make sure we got everything right. Yep, looks like we did. Okay, so we get rid of that. Now, snag the tires. Okay, off-road tire B, and this is a 275/65. We're going to need 4 of these. Let's double check. 275/65. You know, 275/65 R20. 75/65 R20. Okay, so it looks like we're good on that. Get rid of these old tires. We're going ahead and get them put on the rims. Alright, one more to go. And now we're on to balancing. Come on. There we go. Yeah, I had got it for a pretty good deal compared to the cost of the F350 that I bought from the dealer in this game, or what effectively is the dealership. This thing was practically a steal, but then again, when it's missing half its parts, or it seems like it's missing half its parts, it may not be such a bargain after all, but we'll see after we're done. Alright. It takes care of those. Now we need to look through suspension here and see what all is missing. So we'll just work it line by line here. That side's good, and so is basically the driver's side, front and back are fine. That's what we just took off when we started. So let's go over here and let's get that and that. Get ourselves a small rubber bushing so we can get that leaf spring hooked up properly. Set of brake pads. I'm going to go ahead and get the caliper and the cylinder while we're here, because we're going to need that too. Alright. And it looks like we might be missing a leaf spring. 2 leaf springs. Okay. It's going to let us mount the tire, but in fact, let's just go ahead and do that while we're here. Because if I want this to set proper, and to do that, we're going to have to put this thing in the air, which the lift's not going to like that. Okay, so let's go here. And buy those. Alright, oh, hang on. Be put in the proper mode here. There we go. And we'll be saving these when we take, because we have to take the suspension apart anyway to do the full restoration, but I'm mainly just trying to get this. Ooh, she's missing a shock absorber over here and a leaf spring U-bolt. Fix that while we're over here. And need another one of these, and shock absorber B. Now I do want to be able to take this out and do screenshots. So this thing's going to need to, I mean, technically it'd be sitting up on blocks, but you don't want to take a screenshot when it's up on blocks. Just wouldn't look right. Don't need the crankshaft because it's just going to be sitting out there. Let's see, what are we missing up here? Looks like maybe an outer tie rod, brake caliper and piston, and maybe a front end link, looks like. Cap. There we go. Right. Get the end link. Brake caliper. We'll get the piston here in a second. Tie rod, thank you. And a wheel hub cap. Thankfully, there's only one type of these in the game, so we can't really screw it up. Let's get that on there. And then that for good measure. Check over here, make sure we're not missing anything. Doesn't look like we are. End link's in place, all the tie rods are there. Brake, caliper, all that stuff. So yeah, let's just go ahead and put that tire back on. Okay. Come on. Good. Right. Apparently I couldn't select that other tire for some reason. Okay. So now everything should be complete on the suspension, or at least complete enough to where it can sit on its own. But before we do that, let's place these mufflers. These are over at the performance shop. We need 2. So there we go. And assembly. Okay. Like I said, this thing's in like, that's a different color than that, that's a different color than that, and it's just a big old mess. Okay, so she is able to sit on her own. Good. We're going to need to fix all the exterior body panels, see if there's anything missing. Doesn't look like there is. Everything appears to be there for the most part. We're still going to strip everything we can, so that's going to come out. All that. That's actually a quarter panel, not a fender, but okay, sure. Go. And we're going to put our own custom plates on it anyway. Yeah. Not my choice in color for that, but hey. Let's take the roof window out. Nope, it does not. Fair enough. All right, let's go ahead and get. Let's see, window, more windows. There. Headlight, tail light. And the other tail light. Can I get both headlights, or did this only... Yeah, I didn't get the other headlight. Okay, so which headlight did we get? Tail light. The right headlight, so the left headlight's the one we didn't get. Okay. There we go. So, in terms of stuff we can't fix, let's get rid of those. If we miss anything, we can always go back and buy it later. No big deal. Plates. We're going to make our own. Tail light. Headlight. The rest of this should be fixable. Yeah, I think we're good. Let's go over and fix some body panels. Put it in assembly mode so we can just start throwing stuff on there. We'll get that other stuff ordered, and that'll hopefully finish up the body. And then it's going to be off to paint after this. Okay. So, yeah, let's get that stuff ordered. Gonna probably be under body workstation. Yeah, looks like it is. Okay, rear window. Gotcha. That window. And that one. Good. Front right door. Okay, just want to make sure I was clicking the right one. All right. Okay, let's get it on there. Okay, so that should be it, except for the plates, which we'll do custom. Yep. Go. There we go. We need 2, 1 for each end, and buy. Still in assembly mode. Wonderful. I'm thinking about maybe just, painting this like a standard work truck. So you have like white, black, brown, tan, and like red or something like that. You have like a very limited color scheme. But yeah, let's check the body's 100% good. It looks like she's in good enough shape to be able to take screenshots at least. So let's get this to paint and see what magic we can work with this. I got a few ideas of what we could probably try with it. Okay. This thing's going to be nice by the time we get done. Okay, so yeah, I want some color. Done enough blue ones. Not going to do purple unless I have to. Now we might be getting into something. Hell no. That doesn't look bad, but no. No, I don't want to do green. I want to keep it almost a copper, somewhere between a coffee color and a copper. got any library options for this? Orbit camera. No. No. I think we'll just keep it a solid color. Not exactly a standard color scheme for a Ford, but it's almost a bronze. Kind of digging it. I think we'll go ahead and go with that for now. I'm not hating it. Alright, let's get that here, because I want to get with the, what's the body for the interior? Okay, is that 91? Yeah, what am I looking for here? Oh yeah, there we go. Take that, and that, and that. Alright, it's off to the interior shop to buy all new stuff here. Buy that. Thank you. 1 bench seat, please. And 2 front seats. There we go. Or not? Come on. There we go. Nope. I want to do that. There we go. There we go. Body, frame, interior, 100%. Nice solid bronze-like color to it. And let's put this thing outside and take some screenshots. Perfect. Gonna go great on the wall. Or gonna look great on the wall, rather. Alright, a little bit more. Perfect. Yep, that front picture is definitely going to be used as the thumbnail. So what are we looking at value-wise right now? Well, we're already at a profit. But I don't think this thing starts up. It might. But I want to restore it to 100% and see how far we can go. Okay. Already looking pretty spiff. First challenge, though, is going to be getting that out of there. Or to do that, we're going to need to drain some fluids. Look here. Or not, since we seem to be missing just about everything, except... No, we are literally missing everything. There's the coolant reservoir, power steering, yeah. Even the brake servos missing. The engine itself's missing a ton of parts too, but that's another argument. Anyway, so yeah, we don't have to worry about the gear shaft. We will have to get the gearbox out and the starter. And then that pipe right there is going to have to come out. It looks like the ECU got ripped out too. We can fix that. We can fix all of this. All right. We need to get underneath this thing. We need to get the oil out, and then we need to get the gearbox, aka the transmission, and its accompanying starter. Get that off there as well. All right. Like I said, we got our work cut out for us, but challenge. It's a good challenge. That did not sound like it had much oil left in it. Oh, that's not good. All right, come and get it. Oof. And before we do anything, let me go see if we can fix up. We can. Come on. Cool. That's going to save us a few bucks. The exhaust pipe I don't care about. We're going to replace all that anyway. But yeah, gearbox. We'll be able to salvage, or we have been able to salvage it, so that works. She ain't got no oil filter, Dan. That's not cool. The old reference there. It's a you ain't got no legs, Lieutenant Dan. Never mind. Never mind. Alright. So, got the exhaust off. We got the oil out. And we don't have to worry about the drive shaft because it's missing anyway. So, I think we can go ahead and get the engine out at this point. We can do that part. That part's going to be real fun because I've done one of these already when I restored that, or when I souped up that one that I bought from the salon, the dealership. Alright, bay 1. Ugh, that thing's rusty. I can't wait to work on that one just to get the frame looking better. That's going to come later. And perfect. Okay. Yeah, she's she ain't happy. As one sad looking V8. So, like I said, with previous builds, what we've done is we've basically stripped it down to the engine block, kept the crankshaft, kept the engine block, fixed them up if we could, which on most of these they've been in good enough shape that's not been a problem. And then we rebuild the entire engine from the inside out. And then get it with all performance parts that we could fit in there. And it's going to be glorious. This is going to be a real nice little beefy engine by the time we get done with it. And check our inventory. So we just got the gearbox and starter. Let's dig in. I'm not sponsored by Ford, by the way. I'm not like, they didn't buy the DLC for me. Nobody did. Paid for that with my own money. It's only like $5 and some change on Steam, so not terribly expensive. But you get a fair bit of gameplay out of it. Alright, let's get that intake manifold off. Oh man, them spark plugs are looking pretty grungy. Up. Wait, oh, you're still connected. That's why. I was like, why the frick are you not coming off? Okay. What's interesting though is like this is pretty much the only engine I've seen that has 2 sets of spark plugs for given cylinder. I mean, it's just kind of weird because you got 4 along the top, and then you got, well, they're missing on this side, but you got 4 along the side here too. And you would think, oh, maybe glow plug, maybe it's, you know, fancy like that, you know, like a almost like a diesel, but diesels don't have spark plugs, so you'd think there'd be one or the other. You know, glow plugs in the diesel, spark plugs in the gas engine. But like I said, this one looks like it actually has 2 pairs of spark plugs per cylinder, which is interesting design. I wonder if that's like a fuel efficiency thing, or if it's like a power thing, or what the deal is with that. I have to look that up. Either way, it's intriguing. Intriguing in a good way, you know. It's an interesting difference from pretty much every engine I've seen, which is not many. I mean, other than the cars and trucks I've owned over the years. All right. So how do we want to attack this? I think I'm going to go ahead and get the clutch stuff off first. That way I don't have to fuss with that later. There we go. That's all done. Come on. There we go. Alright. We'll get these little caps off. And that camshaft's not going to be able to come out until we get the timing gear off. Or the timing chain off, rather. So let's just flip over to the other side and get this to the same state. Okay, get the caps off of this side then. Let's look at this fuel filter out of the way too. Alright. Let's get all this crap up front off. Oh crap, it's all rusty. So yes, it's crap. Alright. That off here. Your alternator out of the way. Thank you. That idle roller. The rest of these idle rollers. Power steering pump. Get that out of here. Thank you. This last idle roller off, and then we should be able to get these timing cover bits off here. Loosen up the shoes. Like I said, this engine's going to be missing some parts, which isn't going to matter much anyway, because like I said, we're ordering all new parts for this entire thing. We're only salvaging 2 items out of the entire list. So yeah, we should be able to get these, yeah, the cams to come out, and we can get the heads off. Then we can focus on getting the pistons out. Dude, seriously, 5 rusty bolts? Are you kidding? There we go. Okay. Get this off there. This one's only got 3 rusty bolts, which is good. If only the rusty bolts came out this easy in real life, every mechanic's job would be a hell of a lot easier. Not gonna lie. Okay, so that's everything but the bottom half. So let's just get this on its side. Get this big fucking oil pan off here. And begin to think how many quarts of oil this damn thing needs. Probably a lot. If it's anything like my truck, which my truck's engine I think is just a bit smaller. It's a V8, but it's like mine's like a 5.3, and I'm pretty sure this is a bigger displacement. Oh, took one of the pistons out already. That's no big deal. In fact, we can go ahead and start taking those out, I suppose. Let's do that. Oh yeah, we gotta get this crankshaft bearing off here. Oh boy, 11%. Yeah, this engine's in sad shape. We're gonna make it happy with the application of a lot of parts, a lot of elbow grease. We're gonna make this thing purr again. Some of these pistons are absolutely charred. They're not rusted, they're charred. That's kind of scary. Okay, back to the repair bench here. We're just gonna fix up a couple of these. Okay. Wait, can we not fix that up? Oh no. That's a first. Usually we could fix the engine block. We have to get an all new one. Oh darn. Whatever shall we do? Alright. It's not a performance part, so we'll just pluck another one off the list. So now, sort by condition. That's what we wanted to be at, but like I said, we ended up. And I even said this too, that normally we could fix the engine block and the crankshaft and then build everything around it. This is probably one of the rare times that I've come across where the engine block was just such shit that yeah, couldn't be repaired. If it's below a certain threshold, you can't fix it. You could scrap it if you want to do scraps, but I have no use for scraps right now for the way I play, so yeah. We're going to go ahead and sell parts. And then do 90 or below, and boom. Assembly mode. There we go. That's what I wanted. That in there. And there we have the basic building block of, pardon the pun, of a rather nice looking engine. So we got those two. The shopping list has been emptied, so we're just going to go ahead and make our shopping list. Got 8 pistons, 3 crankshaft bearings. That. Already got you. Already got you. Okay. So let's get the fuel filter. Yes, we did. Okay. That was the first thing we got. So going over to the performance shop. Get our fuel filter. Flywheel. Filter's not a power item. Our steering pump is, however. Okay. 8 pistons with connecting rod. In case you're wondering what Conrad stood for. For those that don't know. Not everybody familiar with the lingo. The rest of these are not performance parts, so let's go over here. Buy that. And then we buy that. Simple as that. You, and you. And we forgot one vital thing before we can continue. Well, I could still get these in, but I forgot the piston rings. Minor screw up there, but that's okay. We're not trying to play beat the clock here, so let's go back here real quick and do rings. There we go. There we go. And there, we can make sure our shopping list is empty and that our inventory only has the 2 things we started with. Good. So now we can do the next round. So let's get clutch plate, 8 rod caps, engine head B, engine head A. Anything else? No? Alright then. Back over here. Head to the tune-up shop, get the clutch plate. Both engine heads, which these look like they're going to give us 5% boost on each side, so that's going to be quite welcome. The rod caps at the usual place. Go. Once we get these in, we can get the oil pan and get this engine straightened back out. Oh, get it flat basically so we can work on the top part in the front a little easier. So yeah. Alright, got one more pair to go and then we're done with this part. That in there, and then we should just have the heads to put on. Like I said, this thing's going to put out a pretty healthy amount of horsepower for this size of truck. I can't remember the exact numbers I had on the previous 350, but it's going to be pretty decent. I wouldn't want to pay the gas bill or the fuel bill for this thing, but still. Okay, so let's get the oil pan on there first, and we're going to need the clutch pressure plate. Yep. And get the exhaust manifolds on there. Intake manifold, and get a couple of camshafts. We're going to need 2 of these, so instead of needing 8, we're going to need 16. Okay. Let's kind of flip things around here and do the normal shop stuff first. No, the camshafts are performance items. So that's a performance item, that's a performance item. Hang on. We got the oil pan. I think most of this are... Yeah. Let's actually just flip back over here on second thought. Right, 2 intake manifolds. Or exhaust manifolds, excuse me. Now we need the intake manifold. Camshafts. 16 spark plugs. Might as well do this since we're looking right at it. Go. Clutch pressure plate. Get the other exhaust manifold on there. And get that on there. Get all these spark plugs put in. Okay, let's get that cam. We got the cam installed. Get that intake manifold on there. Ooh, nice and shiny. Oh, we forgot 4 of the spark plugs. Who doesn't have... Ah, there you are. Okie dokie. Now we're... Yeah, okay. So we'll need 2 cam gears. We need 8 ignition coils. You'd think we'd need 16, but we only need 8 apparently. Okay, we need 8 of those cam caps. That on there. And throttle. Couple of fuel rails. I think that's going to be good for the next step here. All right. Cam gears, yeah, they're standard part. So we need 8 ignition coils. Camshaft cap, I don't think is a performance part. Yeah, there's a clutch release bearing. Throttle is, however. And the 2 fuel rails. Ooh, that's going to give us a nice bit of a bump there, too. Okay, 2 cam gears. 8 camshaft caps. Go. And a clutch release bearing. Okay, let's get that clutch release bearing on there first. Let's get the other side done. And get the throttle put on. Okay. All the clutch stuff is done. We need to get the rocker arms. Timing chain. What else? Anything? Look like it. At least not yet. Not till we get the engine a little more assembled. Okie dokie. I don't think the timing chain is a performance, or the rocker arms are a performance point part. Yeah, they aren't. Okay. I wanted to make sure. So we need 2 of those. Nope, up. Too far. Backed out a little too far. There we go. That's a lot of bolts. All right. I think down to I need that. Chew. It's gonna slowly build up the rest of this engine here. So time chain A. Already there. Timing shoe by part. Probably need another one of these on second thought. If I remember correctly, this needs a total of 2. Go. And there we go. There's the second one. Timing cover. That's definitely not a performance part. Alright, looks like we're in business here. Head cover B, cover A, roller, 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 water pump, and pulley. Probably didn't need to come here. Neither one of these, none of these are performance parts. Let's go back here. I just instinctively go over to the performance part area to grab stuff, and I realized that too late that I didn't need to. Do idle roller A's. Wink. Roller B. Part. Water pump V8. And crankshaft pulley. Gonna go from bottom up here. Alright, let's get over here and we'll start putting the head covers on. Much shinier than the ones we took off, that's for sure. We need wires B, and put that on the list. And, oh, hang on. Accidentally hit the wrong thing there. With the water pump pulley, both sets of wires. Yeah. Yeah, this time we will have to go over here. Ignition wires B. Ignition wires A. And water pump pulley is a standard part. Go. And those basically connect the one set of spark plugs to the other. Do the serpentine belt. Go. Could be just a tensioner. Yeah, there we go. Knew we were going to see that eventually. I think that's everything. One freshly rebuilt F350 V8 engine. Cool. Alright, let's get her off the engine stand here and we'll get it plopped back in the vehicle. Come on, gimme. Thank you. Much better. Everything's in the green, 100%. Neat. We need to go to electronic shops. We need the ABS module, an ABS pump. Back in assembly mode, and we'll get that taken care of so we don't have to fuss with that ever again. Cool. Alright. Back up a little bit. Go here. Where that. You know, I could have just fixed that one up, but oh well. No harm done. Assemble. Go. Go housing B. Here. And then radiator. We had fan housing B. It's got 2 fans. Yeah, obviously it's not going to fit that one. That one's for like some of the older model cars. So we're going to use a bit of deduction here and say those are the 2 that we need. It tells us if we're right, which we are. Good. That's all put back together. Go back to the engine, zoom out a little bit. We'll do the air cover or the filter system last. Why? Because reasons. Okay, so electronics, because we're going to need a battery. Good. That off there. And ECU type A. Thank you. And the rest of this, I think, can be found through the normal part shop. Fan housing B, we just did that. Our steering reservoir. Coolant reservoir. Washer reservoir, and come on. There we go. Brake servo. Not to be confused with Tom servo. Alright. So since we have the radiator all built up and we got the engine put back in, we're going to go ahead and might as well just go ahead and fill the fluids while we're here. Not going to do any harm. doesn't seem like enough to me, but okay. The bottle tilted, so it says it had enough. Yeah, the only one I tend to overfill is the power steering one, just because I learned that from playing the single player, or not single player, but the story missions, that unless it's overfilling, it's not registering as full. Seems kind of weird, but it is what it is. Those three are full. And all we got left is the oil. Alright. Everything else is done except the fuse box and the air box, which we are going to take care of those right now. Do this one first. Missing half its clips, looks like. Oh, it's only missing one. Alright. Go shopping. The only thing that's a performance part's the filter. It's only giving us 1%, but still. I think it's worth doing. Alright. Need for the clips, air filter base, and cover. Cool. Now we get to focus on this, and we are missing parts, it looks like. Missing a fuse, but we're going to go ahead and mark every last one of these and replace them. Never trust a fuse, especially on a barn find. Or a relay, for that matter. The fuses are marked. The base is marked, so we should be able to just go ahead and sell all of this. Bam. Now we're going to go over to the electronics department. Medium fuse type B. We need 2 of those. 2 relay type Bs. 3 type As. 4 type C relays. Type A relays. Bam. And a fuse box base A. And cover A, because it was missing completely. There we go. Should be everything in the engine compartment. We'll get the gearbox on here in just a second. I just want to kind of do a quick pass over everything. It looks like it's all there. All the fluids should be in. So let's get this thing up in the air. We'll get the gearbox on, and then we'll do the exhaust real quick. And then once we do the exhaust, we can then focus on just doing the front and rear suspension, and then we're golden. All right. Oh. Why'd you... Why did it send me to fucking Narnia there? What the hell? That was weird. Starter, get on, get the starter bolted on, if I get my mouth to work. Okay, so we need 2 front exhaust pipes. Oh, it did it again. Come on. I don't think it likes how big this truck is. Don't let me select anything. Assembly mode. 2 catalytic converters. 2 middle mufflers, aka resonators. You're gonna need a couple exhaust pipe C's. Assembly, please. Thank you. Thank you. That should be everything. Let's see. Get rid of this crap. And it's off to the performance shop. Again. 2 front exhaust pipes. We can't put glass packs on it, unfortunately. Much as people like to do that in this part of the country. Okay. 2 catalytic converters. 2 middle mufflers. And 2 exhaust pipes. Okay. Get that on there. Okie dokie. Exhaust is done. So let's focus on the fuel system. And put it in disassembly mode so we get rid of the old one. Okay, so I know the fuel pump is a performance part, but the other one isn't. Oh, now she's got fuel. Technically, we could start this up as is, but we're not done yet. So we are getting close. As you can see, compared to where we were, this is worth quite a bit more now. And we're not even close to being done with the suspension. In fact, we haven't even barely done anything with it yet. So 381 horsepower, just for reference there. And let's see. And the parts quality is already up to 81%, so we've got some of the worst stuff already. It's just now we're going to take this entire rear end apart. Let's get the get that off there. And all the new stuff we put on just to get this thing rolling, we're gonna hold on to those and sell the rest. Save us a little bit of time there. Alright, let's get these little bushings out of the way. Okay, let's switch over to the other side. Do the same for it. Need to get the rubber bushings out first. Go. Get that out of the way, and we should be able to get the cross member now. Or the rear axle. Yep. Okay. I need a more comfortable chair. Okie dokie. So that is everything. So now we should be able to look at the list. We already sort by condition. So mark everything from here down and buy what we need. And trash the rest. Parts. That. Boom. Nice and clean. Now we can go buy stuff. Okay. Two leaf springs. Two wheel hub. Okay. Need one or two? Two. Okay. Two of those. One rear axle. Two brake discs. Thank you. One caliper. Two knuckle housings. Brake pad. Because we already put a new one on the other side. Cylinder. Two leaf spring plates. Those things were kind of in rough shape. Shock absorber B, because we replaced one but not the other. And a leaf spring U-bolt. Cool. Alrighty. Get to work. Let's get the other one in. Go. Get this other leaf spring put together. Alright. These little bits and bobs on here, and then we can move on to the next part. Alright. Done with this side. Almost there. Oakley dokley. That takes care of that. Now we want to get this drive shaft installed. Well, buy it first and then get it installed. Starting to look like a whole new truck now. Cool. Last thing we should have to do now is get this front suspension pulled apart and replaced. We'll get our 100% mark on it, and then it's off to get all the alignments done and do the dyno just like we do all the other vehicles that we're going to be doing in this series. Oh, back up, back up. Yeah, let's get this upper arm off here. Okay. Go ahead and pull these rubber bushings from the cross member. Excuse me. Get that off there. Oh, nope, 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 nope. Somehow we managed to... Hang on. Somehow we managed to snag one of the the exhaust parts while we were busy taking apart this. Had it just the right angle and I didn't have my mouse where I needed it, so yeah, gotta be careful with that, especially if you're doing these builds particularly fast. All right, we're forgot about the bearing on this side. Okay, that's everything off the front. Let's have a look here, see what all's needing to be done here. We got some that are still at 100% because, like I said, we had to put some stuff on there to be able to get this to roll on its own. The rest of this, we're going to order what we need, and we're going to trash all the old parts. Actually, we need to, before we even do that, we need that, we need this. Otherwise, we're going to have to order parts twice. That would be even more awkward. Okay. Now, I'm going to go ahead and take everything that's not 100% and order it. Right. All the parts that are below what our standard is, which is actually 100%, but I didn't want to nuke these two. Now, go through here, and we're going to go through our massive shopping list. One part at a time. Okay. Do knuckle covers. Inner tie rods, thank you. Wheel hub bearing times 2. Nice steering rack, thank you. Wishbone shock absorber. 2 shock absorber caps. Front steering knuckle cover C, because we replaced the other one? I mean, we didn't. Okay. For some reason I kept thinking we only had just the one. Upper suspension arm. That's the one we just needed one of. And the wheel hub cap, because we had to get that for the other side. 2 brake pads. 2 front springs. Brake caliper. Brake caliper cylinder. 1 big sway bar. Outer tie rod, because that was another one we replaced before. 2 vented brake discs. Sway bar end link, because, you know, we already had one on the other side. And both bottom suspension arms. Cool. Let's get the suspension parts put together. Let's get started. Cross member in first. Get all the bushings installed. Come on, here we go. Trying to get it to scoot back the camera a little bit and it wouldn't do it. Assembly mode. Come on, give me. Thank you. You just gotta fight the camera a little bit to get the angle you want. And get the dust covers on. Got our tie rods installed. Come on. Get that upper suspension arm in and go. Not what I selected, but that's okay. Works just the same. Okay. The cap on there. Now. Finish up this side, and we go and try to do the same thing for the other side now. In there. There we go. Those suspension arms on before we do anything else. Come on. Get that end link installed. And we should be able to put the brakes on and get the tire on. I think once we get this, that should be it. I think. There we go. 100% on everything. Body, frame, parts, interior, all that stuff. Very nice. Considering the way it looked at the beginning of this episode, this thing has undergone a complete freaking transformation. Actually, let's move you to... not the dyno, because we don't want to do that just yet. Getting the headlights aligned here. Good enough. Ooh, look at the... that's all cattywampus there. Look at that. Excellent. Alright, so this is... in terms of the work being done, we're there. Let's check the value. 125,000. This is about what I paid for the one at that salon, aka the dealership that I have in my collection right now. So, yeah, I kind of figured we'd end up somewhere in that range. Anyway, let's pop off to the dyno. Just see some interesting numbers. So like I said, 381 horsepower, 432 pound-feet of torque. A pound-foot, excuse me. So let's see where it ends up. Come on, baby, let's go. She's got a nice deep sound to her. .708 horsepower and 760 pound-foot of torque. I'll take it. And 86% on horsepower and 77% on torque. So yeah, she's you'll be able to tow anything. Move her out front. Alrighty. I want to take her on the speed track because I can't remember how fast these went before. Oh, look at that. It's even got the cup holders. Oh, nice. Climate control, the infotainment. It's got all the bells and whistles. Except I'm not seeing... maybe they just put it in a different spot. But I know like Silverados over here to the left of the steering wheel, you got the trailer control stuff. That my truck has that, but it's probably somewhere else. But anyway, let's take it over to the speed track. Let this thing open up on the runway. Man, that was a bit of a heavy landing. Uh-oh. He's skipping. Okay, we passed 100. 110. 120. 130. 140. 150. Oof. Good thing we can't damage the car. We ran out of the runway, but we hit about 164. Which is, not bad. At least 164, which is going to be faster than most people take this, because these are not built to be necessarily race trucks. These are going to be, you know, used as like a mobile office or somebody working out in the field somewhere, ideally. Of course, you're going to have people jack them up and put, you know, crappy rims and spacers on them, and then you end up like that one accident there was on the news, or that made the national news, where somebody had some spacers on, wheel pops off, rolls under an SUV that's going in the other lane and manages to launch the damn thing in the air. Some scary stuff. So yeah, we've already got one F-350 in the collection, so I'm going to go ahead and sell this one. So we saw it earlier, it was around 120K, way more than we paid for it. In fact, we could take a look at the numbers one more time. We bought the thing for just under 30 grand, and we're making almost 96,000 profit off of it. And that's after putting the performance parts in, fixing the body up, putting all new regular parts in, and we 100%ed all the conditions for the major parts of the car, or the truck in this case. So there we are. We're creeping up there on 1 million. So I appreciate everybody stopping by that wants to, or that's ending up watching this. Should be uploaded here pretty soon. We've got a older car, a 71 Delray Winchester, which I don't know what the real world equivalent is, but I hadn't worked on one of these before, but she's in a bit of a rough shape there, where she's going to need some love. So we're going to have fun putting this one together. This one I think at least was, oh, maybe not. At least one of these that I bought recently were rolling on their own, but anyway, we're going to deal with that one on the next episode. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, maybe throw some nice comments in there, tell me what I did right, what I did wrong, or just, you know, questions about the game. It could be anything. I also stream on Twitch, same handles I have here on the channel, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, although I do mostly American Truck Sim and Euro Truck Sim there. Maybe another game every once in a while. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.